Good top to everyone. My name is Clark. Welcome back to another video. And in today's video, we're doing another Spider-Man kind of like trailer. It's not a reaction, even though this is going to be on the reaction playlist, but it's kind of a Spider-Man breakdown trailer. I did my Spider-Man trailer number 3 breakdown, which you can go see. It will be at the end of this video that you can go click on at the end. Today, I wanted to talk about the international trailer that came out. This is the second international trailer. It was released, I think, 3 or 4 hours after the third trailer was out. And, of course, you already saw my reaction, unless you come to this video first, and then go see my reaction, because it was awesome. It's my favorite trailer of the Spider-Man Homecoming. But, yeah, I have a lot of things to say about this, because I just watched the international trailer, and I have a lot of things to do. Now, I wasn't gonna. I'm sorry if I'm playing with my hair, guys. I just like playing with it. I'm sorry that I did not do a reaction to it. It's too short, and when I recorded it, I just didn't like it that much, and I didn't think it was gonna be that like worth. Like, even though I would do like a reaction and then put this at the end of it, I just didn't want it to be long and extra like the third one was, because I like to keep these reactions and these breakdown on trailers and my theories and stuff about 20 to 30 minutes. I like to have the video 20 minutes or less. I don't want it to be over 30 or 40, because I did that with the Wonder Woman trailer, her origin and stuff, and that went on forever. So I don't want to do that again with these certain types of movies, because I want to save those for extra videos, and I don't want it to be an hour unless we're doing like a live stream, or we're actually, I'm with my friends and stuff that watch these movies and we talk about it and stuff. But yeah, I wanted to break down this international trailer, because we have new clips, we have new looks at our villains, and we have a lot of backstory of like the Vulture and his group of villains in this movie. So yeah, I wanted to talk about this a little bit, so let's go. The one thing about this trailer is that when it shows, we get this tiny little window of Spider-Man filming on his phone. Now, I think it might be his phone, because I don't think he would do anything. I don't think he would bring his camera or his laptop. We've seen shots of his laptop in this, in the like first trailers that we've seen of him, where he's in school and his teacher's like, "Peter, are you still with us?" And he puts down the laptop and he's like, "Yeah, I'm still here." But yeah, you gotta remember, Spider-Man in the comics is a photographer for the Daily Bugle. Now, I don't think he's a photographer yet in this movie, because we haven't seen anything with Jonah Jameson. We haven't seen shots of the Daily Bugle in New York. Maybe this isn't a Spider-Man universe in the MCU where the Daily Bugle doesn't exist. I could be wrong. But Spider-Man is recording on his phone, or maybe his iPod or something. I believe he spoke, because when he's showing it, he's like showing all the Avengers. We have Iron Man, we have we have War Machine. We have Tony Stark in his Iron Man suit. We have War Machine, Captain America, Black Widow, and then we have Black Panther. Spider-Man's like, "Hey, there's Tony Stark, there's War Machine, there's Captain America," and he's like, Black Widow, and he's like, "Who's this guy over here?" Because he hasn't seen Black Panther, and we just saw him in Civil War, and he's like, "Who's the new guy?" And he's like, "Hey," and then Stark says, "On the roots," and he's like, he brings the phone at his face, and he's like, "Hey, guys, I gotta go." He does this flip, and then we see him spin his web, of course, and then we know what happens after then. And this is what the shot looks like whenever he's recording. He records two different moments. He shoots one where Iron Man says "on the roots," and then he shows up and swings and picks up Cap's shield. And then the next one, he's behind Ant-Man, or should I say Giant Man, because that's what he's called when he becomes a giant, and he's pulling War Machine. Like, he's like, "Hey guys, I just took Captain America's shield, and I beat him up, and then he beat me up too." And then he turns around, and he's like, "What the?" Like, he says that, he's like, "What the HELL hockey sticks?" And he's like, "Guys, I gotta go. They need my help." And then, like, he throws War Machine, of course, and he's like, "I got him." So it's pretty cool, like, that we're seeing footage of that. And that, we get the same, if you go back to the first trailers of Spider-Man Homecoming, where he's on his laptop, he has his phone hooked into his, or, like, taped onto his laptop or something. I don't know. Something's taped on his laptop. And he's putting the footage that he got of him battling Ant-Man, where he swings around his legs, and he makes that awesome callback to Empire Strikes Back, where the Walkers, where Luke tied up the grapple gun to their legs and he pulled them. He's looking at that, so he's taking the footage that he did, and he's probably looking over his moves and stuff, and figuring what he could do to other enemies, or new tactics or new skills he could add to those moves that he's done. So it's pretty cool. I like that. Now the next shots are Vulture. This is where we get more of his backstory and his little thing about what he's doing with all this tech, and how he got the Vulture suit, how he met Shocker and the Tinker, and why he's all about and trying to get his vengeance against Tony Stark. We see here he's holding up Iron Man's helmet. It kind of looks like the one from Age of Ultron, but it looks a little bit like less red, less scarlet red kind of color, and kind of less gold. And on his, like, where his mouthpiece is, it's like less dark gray and more light. So it looks like it's Mark 43 helmet. I don't know where he would have got that from. Maybe it's just another helmet that Tony was just battling and he lost it. Or maybe it's the first Iron Man helmet from the first movie, but I don't think so. Vulture, Adrian Toomes, is talking to his crew members, and he's like, the rich and the powerful, they don't care about us. Now, the way that we see in the trailers, he's either talking to his crew or he's talking to Spider-Man. We don't really know yet, but we'll find out in the movie. But he's like, the rich and the powerful, they don't care about us. We're going around collecting their scrap and stuff. And the next shot that we see is the Adrian Toomes, and we see the Shocker and a couple other members. I don't know who this guy is. I know that this guy's Shocker. Here's the Vulture. And then we have over here the Tinker. We got our first shots. Now look at where we're at. We're in New York City back in 2012 during the first Avengers film. This is the attack of the Chitauri, and this looks like the Chitauri chariot where Loki's on there whenever, like, he gets thrown off of Thor, or he jumped off. I can't remember, but he jumped off Stark Tower and he landed on that chariot, and it's destroyed. And then he's like, the alien B word. He doesn't say the girl name, but he says the other word. He said these aliens, you gotta use the things that they use. So I'm thinking that it's kind of a blue, kind of shocking electricity. So this maybe is what powers their machines, or maybe that's where we get the color from their gravity gun, from the Vulture's jetpacks, to the Shocker with his purple gauntlets and stuff. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I believe that's what powers it, but maybe that's where the color comes in. So that's pretty cool and very interesting as well. We also see the Chitauri giant, like, worms that were flying, and we saw another one in Age of Ultron underneath the Hydra military in Sokovia. So that's pretty cool, because you do remember we saw 3 of them come through Earth, and one the Avengers blew up and they took down with Hulk punching it and Tony blowing it up. And we saw another one where he went through and he blew it up, and then we saw another one where Hulk and Thor took it down and they ended up in Subway Station. So this is probably the one that this looks like the one that maybe Tony went inside and blew up, because it doesn't have crushed metal next to, like, the headpiece or anything. So I'm guessing that is it. And then this is the Chitauri thing. So it's pretty cool. I like how they're doing this. This is pretty cool. Then we get our first looks. I think this is when he's first putting on the suit for the first time. And look at where the destination is. It's kind of like something's blown up. And I can't really tell where it is, because it looks kind of wet and cold and kind of... It's hard to judge where we're at. I can't tell if we're in New York or not, because it's kind of destruction. Maybe we are, but I don't know where. It kind of looks, in my opinion, it kind of looks like the scene from Iron Man 3 in where he's in Tennessee and he's with the little boy, and they had that fight with that girl that was part of AIM. But I don't see any snow or anything, so it's probably not. He's probably in New York testing the suit for the first time, but he delivers the word. He delivers the same line that he always does in all the trailers. The world's changing, boys. Time we change too. He's upside down. He's looking through something. Now, the way the trailer is shown, he's looking into the Vulture's lair. Now, I don't know if he would know where they are. This is probably him stalking the place before he gets his suit taken away, because, you know, he has a suit. And then we see another scene where he's fighting with his old suit on next to the Vulture, and they're in the lair. So it's hard to tell where he's at. I don't know. It looks like he's underneath the bridge. Maybe he's watching them test out the laser where the Tinker shoots it, and that's the Shocker's, like, gauntlet, or it's the laser cutter that's used in the bank heist scene. It's hard to judge where he's at, but he's like, he's telling Tony, or maybe he's telling Happy or something. He's telling somebody. I imagine he's telling either Happy or Tony. He's like, these guys are seriously dangerous, using all these weapons of mass destruction, but somebody's stealing Avenger equipment after the Avengers attacks or something. And guess what? Spider-Man is right. Peter is right. They are stealing tech and gadgets from old Avengers battles. Because as you can see here, we have our first look, another look at our Tinkerer. Look at him. He's wearing, like, the same, like, glasses that he used to wear in the comics. He's kind of small. He's kind of chubby, but I like how he looks. He looks like the Tinkerer from, like, the old animated series and the old Spider-Man Web of Shadows type video game. We also see, like, there's all these wires hooked up to the laser gun. He's probably warning Vulture not to use it right away, and he's like, screw it, I'm gonna see it. And he's like, no, 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 and he just shoots it anyway. And how it's shown in the trailer, he's shooting underneath that bridge at some like tree or object or something that's blown up, but he's probably going to shoot at something while they're inside the lab, because, you know, how can you shoot something from inside of a lab and then it appear outside, unless you have like some secret door or something. But I like how we're going around the place. It looks pretty cool. I like all this stuff right here. It's kind of like technology-wise, and we're getting some of the Tony Stark kind of look stuff, and I like how it looks. And then it cuts back to the same footage and the same clips and the same lines that we keep hearing in the old trailers, where Spider-Man's like, this is my chance to prove myself, and we get this awesome shot. I love this shot where he's spinning web. His eyes look so intimidating and focused and ready to take down the Vulture. I love how the web looks. It looks completely different to the old Spider-Man movies, and those webs were pretty good. I have to give it to this credit though. Don't forget, in the third trailer that just came out, he said, his AI said inside that he has 766 combinations of different webs, and I love it. I love that we're going to see different webbings that we've never seen before, or maybe we have, but they're different and they're upgraded, sort of. But I love it, and he's like, these weapons are completely destructive and they're completely overrated and stuff when you take them down, so I love it. We get the shot of where he's spinning web at the Vulture. Now we see the Vulture's like, what the, and it's like holding him back, and he's like, this is impossible. My suit is made out of like this indestructible armor. How is this one little boy holding on to me? So he then takes his wings and he like cuts the web. And I love how he does it. And then we get to the money shot, the big cinematic look at this movie, where like we're wondering, how is the boat getting like split in half? Because it's split in half through the middle. And at first we saw that the Vulture came out of the car, got out a laser, and just shot through it. So I don't think that's how it's gonna. That might how we get like half of it. Now, don't forget that there are innocent people on here. And Spider-Man swings web onto the ferry before it leaves, and he's like, he takes out a couple goons, and they're like, the illegal ferry left about an hour ago. You just missed it and stuff. So I think whoever's shifting all this stuff on here, maybe from Avengers Tech or maybe something, or from Avengers Tower. We have no idea, but there are some things on here that the Vulture wants. Otherwise, why would he just attack a random civilian ferry? Like, that doesn't make any sense, unless he's trying to spread fear and, you know, draw out Iron Man, but I don't think he's trying to do that. There's something definitely that he wants on here. And I think this is going to be like a huge set piece to the entire movie right here. Like, this is going to be like the middle part of the movie where the climax is about to pick up, and like we're about to get these new epic scenes and stuff. But we get these new shots of all these lasers coming through. So I think he's going to go through it and maybe come through out. And then like Spider-Man's going to try to spin web at him and bring him down. But then he cuts it. And then before he does it, the Vulture shoots one laser finally at it. And then it splits the entire thing. And I like how it just like spreads out. I like how like it's going through the entire thing. Like if you see, it starts from back here. And I believe that's where where he and the goons are fighting. And then underneath here's where all the cars, and he does his spider bomb. And then the Vulture appears out of there and he just flies out. I like how he continues it and it still spreads out. So it's pretty cool to see how the laser technology is cutting. You see? No? Okay. Spider-Man, of course, then tries to spin web and holds it using his cross formation. But then Tony shows up using his iron drones and pushing the ship back together. I don't know how he's supposed to put the ship back together unless the drones connect each other through the middle and they just hold each other. Or they're just going to push it until they get to land and then everyone gets off. But Spider-Man spins web up to the communication hub, where he's on the ladder, and him and Tony are just looking at each other like he's like, oh, I just messed up. And then Tony's like, oh, you, yeah. So I like how their exchange is. And then we get some of the kind of the father-son kind of relationship there, where Tony's like, I want you to be better than me. He's like, people could have died. He's like, I need the suit back. And then Spider-Man's like, but I'm nothing without this suit. And he's like, I was just trying to be like you. And he's like, well, if you're nothing without the suit, then you shouldn't have. And he's like, fine. And then it cuts to these new shots of Avengers Tower, and it looks kind of more upgraded than the last time we've seen it. From Age of Ultron to Doctor Strange, because in Doctor Strange we did see Avengers Tower, and it looked kind of the same it did in Age of Ultron, but that was before Age of Ultron, sort of, and it was kind of not. So this is more upgraded. And then, as you can see right here, this is the giant cargo plane. Now, at first I was like, where in the heck is this cargo plane? And I didn't even think for a minute. Oh, this is from Tony. This is from Avengers Tower. I should have guessed that, because there's a giant like jet on the back of it where the wings are, and I never thought about, well, and I was like, how's this thing supposed to start and then fly? And I was like, oh, wait a minute, Tony's got thrusters that just pick up his vehicles and his suit. It's just gonna pick up and just go. But yeah, it's pretty cool to see that this giant cargo plane can fit on this big platform. Now in Age of Ultron, we saw the Avengers jet, the Quinjet, land like that, and it looks like the platform's been upgraded ever since. Because right here's where the Quinjet was, but it's been expanded, so it's pretty cool to, maybe it's an upgrade, or maybe the platform just expands to see how long like the aircraft can go. It's pretty cool though. We get our next shots of Adrian Toomes talking to Shocker and the Tinker over here in the corner, and he's like, it's been 8 years since we've been trying to take out the take out Iron Man, to take out Stark and Stark Industries, and he's like, then along comes this B kid dressed up in red and blue spandex, and he's like, if he thinks he's gonna take everything that we've started from the ground, then he's got another thing coming, of course. So I like how the exchange he's coming. He's like, we spent 8 years trying to take out this billionaire, but yeah, we are failing because a kid in blue and red tights is taking us out. I like how it's calling back to the old Spider-Man movies where like the Green Goblin's like, you're a little bit too much for a kid in spandex, or in the Amazing Spider-Man. Peter's going through looking at spandex. He's like, spandex, and the Lizard's like, how are you taking me out? I'm a giant lizard creature, and I'm getting my butt kicked by a guy in spandex. I love how they're calling back to the old Spider-Man movies. Spider-Man is swinging. We get this shot where he's swinging from the boat ferry under the gates, and that's probably where him and that's probably how he's gonna get off, or maybe Stark's gonna give him a hand, or he's just gonna swing by, and then that's how he gets out. But then we get this alteration whenever he swings. He gets another shot of a swing where he's swinging off the helicopter landing gear and into the Washington Monument window, wherever he's going to have his final battle, maybe with the Vulture and saving his girl and stuff. And I like this pose because not only is like the vision blurry throughout the picture, but we also the main part of Spider-Man's body isn't. Like mainly like his legs are and his hands are, but like his body and his head are not. So it's cool to see that as well. And then this is another good look at the cargo plane with its four jets and its propellers and how it looks, and then here's the big jet on top of it and stuff, and it's pretty cool. I like how it is. Here's Happy, and then here's other like maybe two in our Stark Industry workers or something. Happy then is talking to Stark on the phone. He's like, I got over 100 or so thousands of Avengers tech equipment that's coming at you. So he's probably if you've seen the other Avengers movies leading up from Age of Ultron up to now, from there to Captain America Civil War, their Avengers base is kind of like up north, New York, kind of where it's where Captain America was trained and where he was working on becoming a soldier and stuff. So that's where it's at, their headquarters, Avengers headquarters, and it's leaving there to there. And we see Vulture show up, and he's kind of looking at these gadgets. Now, they kind of look like the Chitauri kind of like gauntlet guns that they had in the first Avengers film, and they kind of look like the dark elf guns from Thor: The Dark World, and I can't really tell what they are, but it's some kind of like gadgets and tech he wants, and of course Vulture wants that tech, of course, because he wants to expose Tony, and he wants to build his gadgets using them, and he's trying to like get his way. So I don't know what he's after. I don't know what like. Did Tony steal like an invention from the Vulture, or is he just trying to, maybe got fired, kind of like how the Spot and the Living Laser did from Tony in the comics? So maybe he's trying to do that kind of storyline. I don't know, but we could see the Vulture's interest in this, and of course that's where we get this awesome fight against him and Spider-Man on top of it, and I think that's gonna be one of the coolest scenes in the movie as well. We're going to put Stark out of business, stealing all these gadgets and stuff. We're going to make him look like a nobody. We're going to finally put him out of business. Now pay attention to Vulture's suit here. It's different from the other one because he's not wearing like the entire wings with his hands or anything. No, like it's a jetpack on this one. See how the wings are not here or anything? They're all tied up to something. So this one is an extra super jetpack that's holding him on there. So this is going to play a big key in the entire like fight scene of him and Spider-Man on the plane. So keep in mind about that. Off in the distance, we, back in Avengers Tower, Happy is looking through a window, and he sees the crashing plane after, like, the propeller through the middle of the wings and the tail and stuff. He's like, what is going on? And that's where Spider-Man and Vulture is, so probably Vulture's gonna ditch, and he's like, I got all my tech, or maybe he's like, crap, I gotta escape here. And he's like, my wings are damaged, and Peter's like, well, I can't just leave all these people on here, because, you know, there are workers and people that are on there, and Tony's not going to be able to get there in time because he's probably at Avengers headquarters, or he's probably off somewhere in Malibu maybe, and Spider-Man's like, well, here's my chance. I need to save them. So he's gonna do that awesome, like, he's gonna aim it back there, because I don't think he can hold it all the way back to Avengers headquarters. So he's probably gonna head it back to maybe Avengers Tower. I don't know how he's supposed to stop it once he gets there. He could probably do another cross maybe in front of it, but I want to know how he's gonna get it to stop. And then when they're on the plane, him and Spider-Man have one interaction before it cuts off. He's like, "You're not gonna stop me," and then Peter gets like swung on, almost like getting cut up into shreds, and then like as the jet he's holding onto explodes, he spins web, and then he's like, "Ah!" And I like the scream that he does. It reminds me of like the goat scream that everybody knows, where it's like, "Ah!" It's pretty funny. I love it. Okay, guys, I'm going to close it here with the end of it. I hope you all did enjoy this. That was my breakdown and some of the theories and predictions I caught down with it. I didn't have a lot for this. This just came after like 3 or 4 hours after the official trailer came out for the third one. Don't forget to go watch that. And don't forget to go watch my other Spider-Man predictions and theories on my second trailer that came out. And don't forget to go watch my Spider-Man and Vulture character review that I want to see what they do in the movie, what they are, what I know, and what I do not know about the characters. I would do one about Shocker next, and I would do one about the Tinker, because we still have a few more weeks until the movie actually comes out. We actually have a month, sorry. That was thinking about Wonder Woman for a minute. Also, Wonder Woman is coming out very, very soon, so don't forget, I will do my character review on those. I have to do Ares, I have to do Steve Trevor, and I have to do Wonder Woman, of course, and I will do one on Dr. Poison, so 4 character reviews on those characters. I will also do my movie review when it comes out, and I will come back and I will do my other movie reviews on the movies I've already seen this year, and one is the upcoming, and I will do, of course, more trailer reactions to comics, things that I'm going to go see, or things that you guys think I should watch. Now, I'm not doing every single trailer, but I will do some that seem interesting or not, or so. But yeah, if you have any theories or predictions or thoughts or anything that you want to tell me about Spider-Man, or anything that you know I may not know, or you want to correct me on my theories or predictions or anything, just let me know in the comment section below, or you can go on my social medias, they'll be in the description down below, or if you want to have a conversation with me, just go in the description below and you'll see them. But without further ado, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, explode the like button, like a creeper, light up yourselves with amazing comments, guys. If this happens to be the first video you see of me, then do subscribe to People Craft Today for so much more. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye. And remember, always imagine bigger.